I know. They don't see me in this video. Come on in my room. Come on in my room. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we got some ish to talk about. First, we're going to discuss. I'm sorry, you guys. Welcome back to the Operation Hill 100 Heart channel, where we discuss healing, humor, and hot topics. And on Lit at 6, we discuss all the hot topics, okay? Before we even get into that, let me just say this, right? I heard you guys cry. A lot of folks were saying to me, Deja, listen, I get off at 5, and my commute requires me to go under on a train and so on and so forth. So if you're going to have an interactive show where you want folks to tune in, chime in, and so on and so forth, I cannot do so if I'm in a tunnel and I only quote part of what you said, right? So I heard you. I said, okay, so I have to find a way to fix this, right? Most folks commute is usually about maybe 45 minutes to an hour. What I will say is I think usually about maybe 40 minutes of that time or 35 is usually spent in the tunnel if you are on a train. The rest of that time is probably just walking, taking the bus, so on and so forth. So there you have better service and you can do what you need to do. Therefore, we have now switched live at 5 to Lit at 6. Because I feel like that accommodates more people, right? I feel like Lit at 6, you're in the house already, you can hear me, you can focus. Even if you're there getting undressed, if you want to stop for a minute, pause, and write something in the chat, you can do so because you're in the comfort of your own home and you're not shucking and jiving and having to pay attention to the mean streets while you're trying to commute from home. Not to mention, Lit at 6 is a little better for me because I'm home. I'm home, of course. The only issue is I switched it to Thursday, and Thursday, I'll fix it. In any event, I switched it to Lit at 6 because I know it benefits you guys to be able to chime in the chat and talk about and give me your feedback off my commentary. So like I said, if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Please drop your name in the chat. Let me know you in the biz. Also, hit the thumbs up. When you hit the thumbs up, that is your free way of supporting my channel. And it also gets me the algorithm and let other folks see my commentary and what we got going on. So, all right, let's get into the topics. We're no longer doing that waiting around for folks. It's 6 o'clock. They're supposed to be here since 5, right? So let's get it going. The first thing I want to talk about, which I've seen in the headlines, is this Conjoined Twins story. So I was a little mortified when I seen it. I don't know if you guys seen it, but I'm going to give you a little bit of feedback on what they said about this Conjoined Twin story, because I couldn't believe this. I was like, oh my God. It says Conjoined Twin Abby Hensel's husband hit with paternity. Oh, no, that's not the right story. I didn't even know about this. Somebody else was sharing with me. And I said, oh my God. Oh, that is why it's in the news. I didn't know. I thought this was something that was new. But apparently, no, it's not new. It's just that the husband was hit with a paternity suit. So that's why has folks questioning it and, want to know what's going on. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. Also, like, comment, share. Let me know you're in the biz. It says Conjoined Twin Abby Hensel's husband hit with paternity suit 2 years after they are married. The Army veteran husband of Conjoined Twin Abby Hensel has been hit with a paternity suit filed by another woman since they married. The bombshell lawsuit was filed in October 2023, almost 2 years after medic Joshua Bolden, 34, and Hensel, who documented her life is sharing a body with her sister, Brittany Hensel, in a reality TV series on TLC. They secretly wed in November 2021. I wanted to talk about, I didn't give a damn about the paternity test, no shade. I wanted to talk about conjoined twins and one of them actually being married with a husband. Because to my knowledge, they share all of the personal areas on their body, like the vagina, from what I hear is one heart. So I wanted to talk about how folks feel about having to share your lady parts with another person, and also having to share it with a third party, because if I'm not mistaken, if he's married to one twin sister, I'm pretty sure that they're having sex. So what is the other twin sister doing while they're doing that? So that was all over the headlines, which kind of threw me for a loop, because I'm like, okay, but apparently this is all being documented on the TLC channel. I had no idea. So I think I'm going to tune in, because I'm a nosy ass bitch. So I think I'm going to tune in and see what that's about, because I did not know that they were married this long. I thought this was a new thing. And I also didn't know that he was sitting with a paternity suit. So they are teed up. Once again, if you are new here, please subscribe to my channel. Also, make sure you hit the thumbs up. That's the free way of showing support to the Operation Hill 100 Heart channel. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in. And let's get on to the next subject. If you guys have any more information about the Conjoined Twins, let me know, because I ain't noticed what was going on. So I got to know what's going on. Now, I meant to come to you guys today moving right along with my cowboy hat on. I really meant to come with my cowboy hat on, because y'all know that I don't play with B. Y'all know I do not play with B. Y'all know that's my god sister, and I'm not here to play with B, right? So, anywho, last week she dropped a Cowboy Carter album. Now, if I'm being fair and honest, I did listen to a little bit of it. Let me be fair and honest. I did not listen to the whole thing. I'm listening to a little bit of it. Reason being, because most times when I am listening to albums and music, period, that's because I am commuting. I was off for the last couple of days of work because life was lifing, and because the DOE gave us some days off. But in any event, I was off. So I hadn't been commuting a lot of places, so I hadn't been listening to music. So I only listened to her music a couple of the first, I want to say 3 or 4 songs. I haven't listened to everything. I think it's 27 tracks. I will be listening to the entire Cowboy Carter album, because I want to hear what my girl is coming with. I am excited because the first couple of songs I heard gave me more of a, like, it might be getting back to the whole, moving towards the whole R&B Beyonce, as opposed to the house music Beyonce. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, no shade. I'm not a fan of house music Beyonce. I'm not. I love Beyonce. That's my god sister. I really, really do. But when it comes to that do, and all this, I don't wanna. I'm not from DC. I don't want to shuffle and shake. I don't want to know. That's not my thing. Don't get me wrong. I wanted to experience the Renaissance tour, but I was having surgery, because I would have went for the experience. Because I have seen Beyonce 3 times in concert, and the experience is something you will never forget. I've seen her and Jay twice. That part of it. But to say that I want to see B just do this, I want like Lemonade Beyonce. And from what I heard on the Cowboy Carter album, what it sounds like to me is it does give you a country twang, but it's a little closer to R&B than the Renaissance album was. So I'm very excited to listen to all the tracks. If you have listened, drop down in the comments and let me know what you think. Let me know, if that was your thing, if it worked out for you. If you like Beyonce, go sit your ass down. Do you have your cowboy hat already? Let me know what's going for you. I'm going to share that my girl won an iHeart Award. She won an iHeart Award. So it says Beyonce accepts the Innovator Award at the 2024 iHeart Music Awards. The pop star thanked Stevie Wonder, who presented her the award, as well as Tracy Chapman, Andre 3000, and Tina Turner. On Monday, April 1st, Beyonce took the stage at the Los Angeles Dolby Theater to accept the Innovator Award at the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Awards. Mere days after releasing her new album, Cowboy Carter, the pop star accepted the trophy from Stevie Wonder, who she thanked for playing harmonica on Jolene, which I heard Jolene is fire. If you have listened to the album, what do you guys think of Jolene? Let me know what you guys think of Jolene, because Word on the Curve is Jolene is fire. That track on the album is fire. Once again, I didn't get that far yet, so I didn't listen. And dedicated the award to her innovative sister Rosetta Tharpe, Tracy Chapman, Linda Martell, Prince, Stevie Wonder, Andre 3000, Tina Turner, Michael Jackson. And you can watch the replay of the moment. She said, I love you and I honor you. So to Stevie Wonder during her speech, I want to thank you for making a way for all of us. I'm honored to receive this recognition from you, Stevie Wonder. Whenever anyone asks me if there's anyone I can listen to for the rest of my life, it's always you. Innovation starts with a dream, but then you have to execute that dream, and that road can be very bumpy. She continued, being an innovator is saying what everybody believes is impossible. Being an innovator often means being criticized, which often will test your mental strength. Being an innovator is leaning on faith and trusting that God will catch and guide you. So, to all the record labels, every radio station, every award show, my hope is that we're more open to the joy and liberation that comes from enjoying art with no preconceived notions. Let me say something about what Beyonce just said. Let me say something about what Beyonce just said. I don't know if you guys, if you didn't, please do so, and I'll drop the link here in my description piece. I want you guys to go back and take a look at when I debuted my new recording space, because I spoke a lot to what Beyonce just said in her iHeart award speech. I was telling you guys that a lot of times people will say to me, "Oh, you love Beyonce and you think she's the pinnacle and yada 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 yada," right? Which I do. That's my girl. I love her to death. But what I always share with people is it really has nothing to do with how beautiful her music is, how beautiful I think she is, how nice she can come off. It's none of those things. It's more so about she started me down the path of doing something that I have ever thought of doing, which is being fearless. Which is being fearless. And I mean, it does not mean that you don't have, those nervous feelings. It does not mean that sometimes you can kind of second guess yourself. It only means that with doing all of that, you still continue to push forward to make things happen. And that's what she continuously does. So when I say that I look up to my girl, it has nothing to do with her making the best music and her being the best artist and her being one of the most beautiful people in the world. It just has more so to do with her being one of those people that's saying, listen, I don't give a damn about what I feel and how that may be stopping me and what the issue is. I'm going to continue to push forward and make this and make this happen. And normally she does, hence the award she won. So y'all shout my girl out. Y'all shout my girl out. I love B. I'm going to listen to the Cowboy Carter album, and I'm going to drop down here again on my YouTube channel and give my reviews. It's going down in here and give my review. All right. So I want to move on to another artist who's in the music industry. Also, if you just arrived here, please do me the courtesy of hitting the thumbs up on this video. If you're new to this channel, please like, comment, share, subscribe, because I want to make sure that you get all of my notifications and all of my videos as they drop. Okay. I want to talk about your girl Lizzo. I would like to know if there is any Lizzo fans in the chat. Let me know. Are there Lizzo fans in the chat? If you're here and you're a Lizzo fan, let me know in the chat that you're a Lizzo fan. Me personally, I probably listen to maybe one or two songs from one of Lizzo's albums. I don't know how many albums she has out. The reason why I am not a fan of Lizzo's is because I'm not a fan of false confidence, right? I would rather you either say A, I have something that I'm not confident in, or B, I have something that I am confident in and really be confident in it. A lot of times Lizzo irritates me bad because she tries to portray to the world that her confidence is rooted in being plus size. But every time I look up, there is an outburst or there is a tantrum in regards to what folks are saying about her and her being plus size. Once again, it would be different if she got up there and said, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I do battle with my own insecurities regarding being plus size, and I'm not yet ready to change that. So, you guys have mercy on me because it does affect my mental health when you talk about the way that I look. Granted, people wouldn't stop talking about it, but we would be okay when she had the meltdown and the tantrum because she prepared us that would happen if people talked about her, right? What I don't like is she would get up there with her ass out and her nipples out and everything else and say, I do this shit because I look good and I feel good and nobody can't tell me shit. And then when somebody tells her something, she falls out and drops dead. I cannot take that. I cannot take that. That irritates me. So for me personally, I'm not a fan of Lizzo, and I did try to listen to her music. I did actually like 2 songs, but to say that I'm really a fan of hers, I'm not. But I also know that there are folks that can relate to that, and they are fans because they even say here in the chat she likes that about Lizzo. So I can see why she is famous because there is a group of people that they enjoy her and her music, right? So what I saw the other day was something that further annoyed me, but once again it happens. It says Lizzo says I quit an emotional Instagram post amid legal battles. Singer Lizzo shocked her fans with a cryptic online post Friday ending with the words I quit. The singer is currently embroiled in a sexual harassment suit with some former backup singers. The Grammy Award-winning singer and songwriter has made a career out of uplifting anthems, but now fans are wondering if she has gone silent for good. Lizzo posted an emotional message on Instagram saying in part, I'm getting tired of putting up with the getting dragged by everyone in my life and on the internet. I'm starting to feel like the world doesn't want me in it. I didn't sign up for this. I quit. It's unclear whether the 35-year-old is referring to quitting the entertainment industry, social media, or public life entirely. The statement comes 2 months after the singer's attempt to dismiss a sexual harassment lawsuit filed against her by 3 of her former backup dancers was denied. Lizzo is now facing 2 lawsuits accusing her of creating a hostile work environment, detailing allegations of inappropriate sexual behavior, assault, and harassment. Those dancers spoke out last year. I voluntarily left on my own accord because the treatment was just so disgusting on everyone's part. It was so blatant, Noel Rodriguez said. Lizzo has denied all charges against her. On Thursday, she performed a record-breaking $26 million. On Thursday, she performed at a record-breaking $26 million fundraiser for President Joe Biden's campaign. The next day, she posted her statement on Instagram, leaving some wondering whether Lizzo's post is a direct result of that backlash. This is going after her personality as a singer, her money, her reputation, who she has put herself out in the public eye for many years. So to have that challenge and to have to become accustomed to this new norm of having a civil lawsuit over her head, that stress can be daunting on an individual. And that's, to me, a potential as to why she made this statement on Instagram, said an ABC legal analyst, Brian Buckmeyer said. This is the long and the short of it, right? This is the long and the short of it. We all make choices. I remember a while back, I had somebody say to me, Khadija, do you ever get upset about if people say things about you online or if people screenshot your stuff and share it in group chats and you find out? Does any of these things bother me? And I said, well, being human means that you feel things. I don't care who you are. You're human. So you feel emotions. So a lot of times in being a human and feeling emotions, when things are said or done mean to you or to hurt you, even if you don't want to feel it, you do still feel it. We're all human. My remedy for not getting so wrapped up in what people feel about me and in my emotions is that a lot of times when I was making negative comments about people and I was discussing people and being mean to people is because I didn't want to focus on my own shortcomings. So of course it made more sense to talk more about other people and their shortcomings because then that leaves me less room to focus on my own. That is how I look at the people that would do those things about me. Yes, you may feel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things about me, but I'm pretty sure that if you utilize that time to think about 5 things you can do better and be better within yourself, you wouldn't have time to think about my shortcomings. So no, they don't always bother me because I feel like if you have 5 things to say about me, if I was focused on you, I could say 5 things about you as well. And I could almost imagine that they would be even more 10 times worse hurtful than what you could say to me. But you're only doing so because in that same breath is if you're not focusing on yourself. I think when we take on the role of putting ourselves out there publicly, I put a lot of my personal business out publicly, right? I am very much aware of, or shall I say was, because I have cemented myself in a bubble where folks don't do it. Sometimes it'll still slip through the cracks every now and again. But I've made it a point to not listen to or ask about what folks are saying about me. Because again, I'm human. So it wouldn't make me feel good to know that I'm being spoken about in a negative way. But also, I can't stop them from doing so because I'm putting out content that would allow folks to do that. They cannot speak about what they don't know about. So, Khadijah, if you're sharing about your relationship, your friendships, your family relationships, your job, how you lose weight, what procedures you didn't have, then you're opening the door for people to have an opinion about what you're doing. And sometimes that opinion will not be in your favor. If you don't like that and that's going to bother you, please do not open the door. And that's what I kind of feel about Lizzo. Again, I don't have millions of people talking about me, so I don't want to say I understand completely what she feels because, again, I don't know how strong I would be if millions of people were constantly saying negative things about me. If it's that many, I'm just using that because she is a celebrity and she's famous, right? But I know that if it got to maybe the third time and I saw how badly it affected my mental, then I would have to do either one or two things. I would have to bow out gracefully because mentally I'm not okay, or B, I would have to find a way to be okay so I could continue. So what I will say is, even though I am not a huge fan of Lizzo, I want to send out my prayers, right? Because once again, I just told you guys off a freaking a few people on a live, right? That's just me saying that with my platform, right? Imagine having such a huge platform and having hundreds and thousands of people, making statements and putting out comments about you that are not flattering. So I want to send my girl some healing energy. I want to send my girl some healing energy because although I'm personally not a fan, I want to send her some healing energy. I also want to advise her to do some healing heart sessions. They really, really work. They really, really work. I just got some really, really good feedback from two of my new participants that just started since the new year. And I love when I get feedback from them folks because then they share, okay, girl, this is really working for me. So y'all, flood Lizzo's timeline, flood Lizzo's news feed, and tell her we are doing healing heart sessions over here. And she'll get a fake discount because she plus size. I beg with my plus size sisters. So we don't gotta have a fight, right? You don't have to feel that way. And even if you do want to still quit music and say, listen, I'm done with this, at least you'll be able to do so with confidence. No, I'm doing that because that's what's best for me and not because you let them bully you out of your position. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So please drop down in the chat if you have some feedback that you want to give Lizzo about some of the ways that she can handle this. I saw that Daya said, I feel like even if she had the tantrums, at least she still loves herself. People could do both. Okay, so also, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you drop down in the chat if you have some feedback for Lizzo. If you have some feedback for Lizzo, because it's not easy. It is not easy, and you do not want to be on the receiving end of all of that criticism because it can affect folks' mental health. All right, so I know that you guys saw the thumbnail. And it talked about Misa Hilton. And if you guys don't know, Misa Hilton is the mom of Justin, who is allegedly P. Diddy's son. The reason why I'm going to say allegedly, because I want to tell you that I heard that. I don't know if it's true, but I mean, it seemed believable to me. So somebody has shared on one of the social media outlets, I can't remember, that Justin might allegedly be the son of a deceased bodyguard of P. Diddy's, and P. Diddy allegedly may have had something to do with the passing, which is why he took on the role of father to Justin. I don't make the news, I just report it, right? So what kind of had me like fake believing that that's really what happened was because when they showed the picture of the gentleman that they said was the bodyguard to Diddy that passed away, that might be the father to Justin, it's a striking resemblance. I'm actually going to see if I can find the picture and the name of the gentleman, but it was a striking resemblance. So I was like, ooh, good key. But anywho, Misa Hilton and P. Diddy allegedly are the mother and father of Justin. And as you guys know, it's all this drama surrounding Justin and P. Diddy, surrounding P. Diddy and all of the accusations made against him and the lawsuits and this and that. So they ended up raiding his home, which we talked about last time. Which reminds me, don't let me forget to talk about I'll Be Sure. So it says Sean Diddy Combs' ex-girlfriend Misa Hilton is speaking out after their son Justin and his brother Christian were handcuffed amid a highly publicized property raid on Combs' Los Angeles home late last night. Hilson 51 posted security video footage of the March 25th raid to Instagram on Tuesday and called out the Homeland Security agents who executed the raid for their overzealous and overtly militarized force against Justin Combs, 30, and his brother Christian King Combs, 26. The force used against my sons, Justin and Christian, is deplorable. If these were the sons of a non-black celebrity, they would not have been handled with the same aggression, she wrote. The attempt to humiliate and terrorize these innocent young black men is despicable. She continued writing that enough is enough and that the boy's attorney, Jeffrey Lichtman, was investigating the excessive use of force used on Justin and Christian, which she called unnecessary and certainly not required by this search warrant. I'm a little surprised about this. What I think is happening is I think that maybe Diddy has riled the troops. I think that he has gotten his circle together and said, listen, this is what is the word I'm looking for? It's basically a takedown, and I need all of us to stick together so we can survive this. Because I want to be honest with you, Misa was not singing the same tune last year when her son was involved in DUI. She was not singing the same tune. A lot of what she said last year really seemed like she was blaming Diddy for what was taking place with her son, and she was in so many words saying, Stella, stay the hell away from my son because you will not take him down with you. Right, so seeing what she wrote right here really shocked me because I thought the approach would more so be that really pretty much blaming Diddy because that's what I got from her last year when she reported about Justin's DUI charge. But I think, like I said, Diddy may have said, family, they are really trying to take me down, and it doesn't benefit any of you guys for me not to be around because I am the breadwinner and the mogul in this family. So we all need to band together and, stand for one another and, make this right. So I think that's why she took the approach of, basically saying Homeland Security wasn't little, aggressive in the way that they handled the two young men. I'm going to be honest, I did not watch the video, so I can't tell you how aggressive they were. I'm actually going to go back and watch it to see if I agree with Misa, but I mean, it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me. Just a couple of weeks ago, I watched a video with my friend. It's actually, they're considered my family. Angelina, her little brother, Kid Capri. I watched a video where the police approached him about something. I don't even know what it was about because I got so distracted by the way the police handled it. And I hate to have these conversations because I have very, very close friends who are in law enforcement. So I do not want to sit up here and make it seem like I hate all the police because that's not the case. But I do have a very big problem and a disdain for the officers that use excessive force. I do not like it. I do not like it. I do not care about what the reasoning is for it. I do not like it. Right? And I think that any chance that they get when it does come down to black and brown people, they are a tad bit overzealous in the way that they handle us. So if what Misa's saying is the truth, I don't deny it. I think everybody at Homeland Security was very, very happy that they were now raiding the home of P. Diddy. But there are a lot of folks that are celebrating in the takedown of P. Diddy. So Homeland Security is just the folks in charge of taking them down. But there's a lot of folks that are celebrating the takedown. So you can't be mad at the folks who are just outwardly showing their celebration. When I've watched a number of media outlets, a number of people online discuss that, what's happening to Diddy is what he deserves and is what is good for him. So Homeland Security probably didn't feel the same. Probably didn't disagree. They just had the opportunity to go in and show how much they were excited about what this man is going through. Again, I don't have an issue with every police officer on the planet, but I do have an absolute issue with the police officers that use excessive force when it is not needed. And I've seen it time and time and time and time and time and time and time again. I actually just seen it with one of the people I consider my family, Kid Capri, a couple of weeks ago. It does not have to be that way. You do not have to put your hands on them. You do not have to have so many officers on one person. It is excessive. So I'm going to watch the video. I'm going to watch the video because I would like to see, if, the point that Misa is bringing home is absolutely the truth. I also wonder, does Misa still feel that this is Diddy's fault? But I'll go back and read the comments from last year. Let me finish this article. Did Justin need several laser beams from firearms pointed at his chest? Did Christian need a gun pointed at the back of his head while he was handcuffed? She wrote, how many times have we seen young unarmed black men not make it out of these type of situations alive? The security footage shared by Hilton shows the heavily armed federal agents entering Combs' home and pushing Christian, who had his hands above his head against the wall while handcuffing him. Justin is also seen in the video walking with his hands above his head while a gun is aimed at him. Both Justin and Christian were handcuffed outside the estate as they spoke with authorities. Both were released without arrest. We will fight for justice utilizing every imaginable resource, Hilton wrote in her caption, I'm not with the propaganda. Littman did not immediately respond to people's requests for a comment. The raid on Combs' homes in Los Angeles and Miami were part of an ongoing Homeland Security investigation, reportedly looking into allegations similar to those being made in two pending lawsuits accusing the music mogul, 54 years old, of sex trafficking. One of those suits, filed in February by record producer Rodney Leroy Jones, names Justin as a defendant and claims he solicits prostitutes, underage girls, and sex workers. His attorney responded to the suit upon its filing, saying in a statement that the absurd allegations are all lies, according to Rolling Stone. This is a clear example of a desperate person taking desperate measures in hopes of a payday. The statement read, there will be legal consequences for all defamatory statements made about the Combs' family. I mean, again, I think this is unfortunate. I also think I was not there. I do not know. So I just want to see as the evidence unfolds. It just shocked me to hear Misa's rebuttal, but I think her rebuttal was safe. Which makes all the sense in the world. What she's saying is that I'm not saying that I don't feel it's a Diddy fault. I'm not even speaking about Diddy. I'm speaking about the way the two young men were treated by Homeland Security. I see you, Misa girl. I mean, I guess I would love to know if you are still beefing with Diddy in regards to these young men, or are you guys all teamed up to make sure he doesn't get taken down? I would love to know. But, we'll see. Moving on, I want to stay in the realm of that and talk about I'll Be Sure. And his letter, I want to say, or his speech or something about this, something to the sort, right? So as you guys know, this is how the things went. I'll Be Sure and Kim Porter were a couple, right? I don't know if Diddy broke them up. I don't know if they broke up before Diddy came along. That still is up for questioning in my book. In any event, they were a couple and they produced a son, Quincy. And the process of doing so, producing Quincy, they ended up moving apart from each other, and Diddy and Kim got together. Kim's next set of children, which would be Christian and her two daughters, Delilah, and I can't think of the other young lady's name, they are all P. Diddy's children, right? So P. Diddy and Kim had off and on. So I don't know, right? In any event, it was always looked at, in my opinion, that Quincy, which is Kim and I'll Be Sure's son, was very close to P. Diddy. Now I want to say this: it didn't look like to me like that Quincy was so close to P. Diddy that he asked I'll Be Sure out as a father, but you definitely did know, and they both made it clear that they have a good relationship. So a lot of things have taken place with I'll Be Sure within the last couple of years. One being that he was in a coma, and what a lot of God forgive me, I'm not laughing about the man being in a coma. What I giggled about was because a lot of people treat Diddy as though he's like Jesus Christ or something. So a lot of folks were saying that, he could have possibly been responsible, allegedly, for all of the medical mishaps that took place with I'll Be Sure, because they said I'll Be Sure had a lot of things to say surrounding Kim Porter's death and involving Diddy, allegedly. Right? So, in any event, because of that, they said that Al B is pretty much over Diddy, and he may be one of the folks that is celebrating the takedown. What I find confusing, right? And you guys drop down in the chat if you've ever had a step parent. Drop down in the chat if you are a person who's had a step parent. Me being one, but the only difference is that my stepdad came along after my father was already deceased. But if you are a person who has had a stepfather or a stepmother while your parent is living, drop down in the chat because I want to talk about this. Because what it looks like, in my opinion, is that I'll be sure may have been X'd out of being the parent, which I'm a little unsure or unclear about that, but just by some of the things that have taken place. So I told you guys on my other, when I was doing live at 5, I told you that I'll be sure was basically, saying some things about, his son and wanting to rekindle or wanting his son to come back or wanting his son to come home or something of the sort. And I got a little confused because if Albie Shore was in the worst medical condition of his life at one point, which is a little bit more recent in recent years, right? And him and his son don't have an issue, his son should have already been home. Meaning that doesn't mean his son didn't have a relationship with Diddy, but he should already know that him and his son is close and we're cemented and we're solid and we got each other. But the public display of this message that he put out to his son recently makes me feel like they're pretty much estranged and at a distance. And the question I would like to ask is why? And I know that I pray that we're not going to use that Diddy brainwashed Quincy against his own living father, right? So I wonder what is going on with Quincy and Albie. But in any event, Albie Shore has taken to social media to send a message to his biological son, Quincy Brown. The 55-year-old uploaded a photo on Thursday morning, urging the 32-year-old to return to his side. Letter to my son, began the caption, come home. He continued to write, the door is wide open. You're safe here, son. I love you, Pops. You're biological. He closed with the medium brown tone raised fist emoji and tagged his Health Equity and Transplantation Coalition organization. Quincy Brown was raised by Diddy, legal name Sean Combs, as a co-parent when his mother Kim Porter was in a relationship with the Bad Boy Entertainment mogul. The message from Albie Shore, legal name Albert Joseph Brown III, to his son comes as Combs faces investigation from Homeland Security for trafficking. Yes, I have questions about this. And as a matter of fact, I'll use I screaming about being dry. He being about drama. This is my thing. If my dad was living, right, and my mom and my dad separated, right, and my stepdad came along, which I had a beautiful relationship with, they go step pop pop right there, they go pop pop right there, right? I would still be able to maintain the relationship I have with my dad, but I would be extra sensitive about maintaining the relationship if my dad had a health scare that could possibly look like he wasn't going to live anymore. So unless, and I couldn't see myself doing it, but I see some people do it, unless you have this level of smoke with your parent, why aren't you, in the words of Albie Shore, already home? And I don't mean that Quincy should be living with Albie Shore. Quincy's a grown man, right? So he can be out on his own. But the fact that you're going to social media to tell Quincy that he can return to the nest is a little alarming for me because he should know that the nest is always open to him, unless you guys have your own personal issues that you're not speaking of, Albie. So I don't know. I have questions about this whole message. But let's go to the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have just got here, please hit the thumbs up. Also, if you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button. So I'll take it back a little bit. I was speaking about earlier that allegedly Misa Hilton's son might be the bodyguard, and what Pookie shared in the chat was that the bodyguard's name is Wolf, and that Diddy didn't have anything to do with Wolf's situation. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of Wolf for you guys. Pookie said apparently Wolf was allegedly hitting on Big Meech and BMF, and he was unalive. Okay, got it. Shadea said, I left when Carisha left. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. Did I leave when Carisha left? I'll come back to that. There, you ain't no good. And Pookie said they're gonna R. Kelly Diddy. Ooh. They said bringing that to the internet was mad wild. I would have sued him because why you putting people in my business? Yes, which makes sense. Which makes it, and also too, is there an issue? Because this is the thing, right? My mother would never have to tell me that if something happened within my household that I could come home. I would just call and be like, "Mom, on my way," right? Unless I know we had like an issue prior to, and things have been a little like, woo, then I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to call this bitch, no, because we ain't been rocking, and I don't have time for this. So I feel like maybe the relationship between Quincy and Albie has been estranged. And Albie is feeling like, listen, you just got real, bro. So I know you ain't with me, but now is not the time enough for me because I'm your safe haven. Bring your ass over here. But I don't think it's that easy, Albie, because why wasn't he fucking with you? And if you gonna tell me that it's because Diddy is the high exalted ruler of Quincy, I'm gonna have to call bullshit. I'm gonna have to call bullshit. So we have to further investigate that, y'all. We have to further investigate that because I don't know. That sounds crazy to me. It sounds crazy to me that you just did telling him, "Oh, you can come home." He don't already know that. So yeah. So that was pretty much it. It was a few more things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I heard that Kanye is getting sued again. I don't know how real that is, and really and truly, I just don't even have the energy to entertain Kanye. He gets on my nerves. So I don't know if I really want to discuss him on this live. I heard that Big Glow and which is my niece, and Meg the Stallion, they're doing I think the Hot Girls tour. I think they're the only two people that they've named thus far on the tour. So I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know enough of either one of their songs to attend that event, but I'm happy to see that folks are teaming up and going on tour and getting money together. I heard that Nicki tour is killing the game. They said the New York show at Madison Square Garden was epic. I know a few people that went. I'll, I'll okay. I won't be missing Cowboy Carter. That's what I will say. But in any event, ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask some questions. Are you guys happier about Lit at 6? Because I know folks want to smoke with me because they didn't want to deal with the whole Live at 5 thing. So Lit at 6 has been moved. Live at 5 has been moved to Lit at 6. Now I'm a little nervous because on Thursdays I do something at 6 p.m. So I wonder, can I bring it to you on Thursdays at 6, or will I have to drop it in chat and bring it at 7? We'll see. We'll see. I'll work that out. In any event, like I always tell you guys, I appreciate from the bottom of my heart y'all tuning in. I cannot wait to once again drop down and start up the callback line. I'm going to get the callback line started. The only issue is, which this is the reason why. Oh, look at that. It said, Kanye, baby, I love you. Okay. So that means I have a few more minutes. I can talk about Kanye. Give me one sec there. I'll tell you. Not Kanye, I love you. No. All right, let me see if I can get you the info about Kanye. I know it was something about Donda. It said Kanye West sued again. Donda Academy staffer claims Ye only yelled at black employees, almost publicly stimulated himself, and more. Damn. Krishan was your folks, and now you're okay. Neighbors, Kanye West is being sued again. According to court documents obtained by Radar Online, a former employee of Donda Academy is accusing Kanye of targeting black employees, threatening to lock kids in cages, and almost publicly stimulating himself, and more in a new lawsuit. Trevor Phillips says he was employed at Donda's Academy in 2022. Says Kanye treated his black staff differently. He would scream and berate black employees, but never raised his tone at the white staff. The accusations get worse, neighbors. Per the report, the documents also stated that on several occasions, Phillips also witnessed Kanye spew forth hate, profess anti-Semitic tropes and lies, threaten the LGBTQ plus community, and even on one occasion almost sexually humiliate himself. Trevor says Kanye verbally humiliated him in front of the students and parents and even threatened to physically harm him due to Trevor speaking out against his alleged bigotry. He also alleged that Kanye made several anti-Semitic comments and praised Hitler for being a good person. Phillips is suing Kanye, Donda Academy Incorporated, and Yeezy LLC for a hostile work environment, retaliation, wrongful termination, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. He says he's owed more than $35,000. I don't want to. I don't. I can't. I can't. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, and I know I'm probably gonna get crucified for this next statements, but I'm gonna say it. This is just where my head is. I'm sorry in advance. You have a. All right. So do you guys know the term where there's smoke, there's fire? Right? Do you guys know the term where there's smoke, there's fire? I'm a believer in that, right? I'm a believer in. I'm gonna give you guys an example, right? I have been working with, this is 2024. I have been working with my current principal for the last 12 years. I think we missed 1 year of working with each other. So let's just say, if we're being technical, I worked with my principal for the last 11 years. We have an excellent relationship. I know him well. He knows me well, right? Because he knows me well professionally and personally. If somebody came and said to him at my job, Khadija just had an argument with the school safety agent, right? Is it my desire to argue with school safety agents? Not at all. Have I ever argued with a school safety agent? No, I have not. But because my principal knows me and he knows my personality, and him knowing sometimes that maybe law enforcement can to some degree be aggressive, or you know, in that area, he knows, because he knows me, that I'm not going to back down from that. So even if it was a lie, I could see my principal believing it to some degree because he knows me. Now, I could be arguing it's a lie, it's a lie, it's a lie, it's a lie, but in his defense, he could say to me, Khadija, even though you're telling me it's a lie, and I do believe you, you got to understand why I believe it. Because where there's smoke, there's fire. And that does sound like something you could be accused of, just from me knowing you. Right? So this is what I feel. I feel this way about a number of the black men and the accusations being made against them currently. Do I feel like people are pulling these accusations out the sky? No, not one bit. I don't. But I also feel like there is a group of folks that know that there is a fire there, going to add more smoke, if that makes sense, right? Everything that person said in that allegation about Kanye is exactly what we could see from Kanye. I don't know about the stimulating stuff part, but everything said about those allegations towards Kanye sound believable because we've seen the things that Kanye has done in the past. But I don't know if I believe, and I know I'm going to get crucified for this, and you guys drop down in the chat, we can discuss it. But I don't know if I believe all of the allegations being made about all of these people is necessarily the truth. I know. That sounds absolutely crazy. I know the times that we're living in. I know it sounds insensitive to say, but I feel like there is a set of folks, and it might be a small number of them, but I do feel like it's a set of folks that know that they can say certain things about a person, and because that's already how the person is portrayed, that other folks will believe that because it sounds close to who that person may be, who that person might be, or something they may have done. Where there's smoke, there's fire. So I don't know. That's my personal feel. am I right here in this moment saying that gentleman is lying on Kanye? Y'all know my famous saying. I'm going to get some t-shirts that say it. I was not there. I do not know. So I cannot say if he is. What I will say is I'm noticing that, there may be a subset of folks that know that there is a fire. So they coming around with fear and smoke. That's just my belief. I'm sorry, that's just my belief. If you guys want, I'll even further crucify myself and drop down in the next lit at 6 and give you the list of people that I feel like that's taking place with. This might be my fucking viral moment because I know I'm going to get killed in the comments for saying these things, right? But it's my belief. It's my honest belief. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Right? And I remember the first time I started thinking that way was when the girl tried to sue Chris Brown, and then Chris Brown put out receipts and it proved that she was lying. And I remember prior to when the accusation was just put out there, the public jumped on it because this is something that Chris Brown can do. He can be aggressive with women. He can be physical towards women. So when the young lady said her accusation, everybody just automatically believed it. Of course, because what they already know and have heard and have seen of the person. But that didn't mean at that time it was true. So it's a conversation piece. It's a conversation piece I'm willing to have. I told you guys I don't debate or delete, so you can drop down in the chat and say your feelings. And if I struck a nerve or if I'm shit or if what I'm saying makes some sense to some degree. I don't know. But I would love to have the discussion. And if you guys want, I will also drop down in the next live at 5 and share, my list of people that I feel like this may be happening with. I know folks are not going to like that. I know folks are not going to be happy about that. But I feel it's my due diligence to show up in this space honest, the same way I'm showing up in this space with humor, healing, and hot topics. That's the 4th H, honesty. So once again, I love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hey, little girl. Like I said, we have lit at 6. I'll figure Thursdays out. Listen to me. Dear Deja, tomorrow, 7 a.m. Dear Deja, tomorrow, 7 a.m. Dear Deja, tomorrow, 7 a.m. Friday morning, 7 a.m. If you have not checked out my Dear Deja, check it out. If you have not checked out the past week's Dear Dejas, check them out. I did a Real Housewives of Potomac reunion review. I just dropped it last night. Check it out. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Please drop down in the chat and let me know all your commentary. Do not forget to hit the thumbs up on my video because once again, that's how you support the channel for free and you get me in the algorithm. Last but not least, you can say anything you want in the comments. I do not debate or delete. Thank you for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. Dear DJ dropping at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of the week.